What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick update video for the cammed 5.3. Now, I've got a lot of you guys asking me what's going on with it. I wish I could give you a solid answer because I honestly have no clue. We last left off with swapping out the MAF sensors on it. I went ahead and ordered one off eBay. As you guys know, that didn't work. Went and picked one up from O'Reilly's. Left that video thinking everything was awesome. That turns out to be not the case. So I ended up swapping out the MAF sensor plug, wired in a new one. I thought that might be the issue. Everything checked out, and that is not the issue. I went and put a new MAP sensor in it. That didn't change anything, and then the evap canister, that didn't change anything. So then I got to thinking it could be an intake manifold leak. Tony and I were talking about it, so I had that extra intake manifold just in case it was cracked or warped, and went to swap that out. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. So I'm trying to swap this intake manifold out for this one over here, because I think this is what my issue is with it running like shit. Like, we've tried all the tuning tricks, I've swapped out, you guys know, swapped out the MAF and all of that. Literally just trying to do some simple maintenance and swap out this intake manifold, and then the coolant line just broke off. I barely touched it. I barely touched it with my wrist, and that just exploded coolant everywhere. So yeah, that ended up happening. I know I was pretty pissed off that night, but it ended up not being that big a deal. The next day I went ahead and fixed it. I put in the new, was it the heater core fitting or whatever that was. Wasn't that big a deal. I was a little upset because I just kind of wanted to get the intake manifold swapped out real quick. So I got the new intake manifold on, and we ended up having Tony tune it. It was running great that next night, just like every time we tune it. It just keeps getting a little better after each time we change something. Then the next day I go to start it, and just running like garbage, like wouldn't even idle. Ended up getting a hold of Tony, and turns out when you buy a cheap MAF sensor, well, I didn't think it was cheap, it was from O'Reilly's, it's just not a Delphi. It's really hard to tune because it had just basically lost the tune. I didn't even know that was a thing. So learn from my mistakes. Just get a Delphi MAF if you've got a bunch of mods, if it's cammed or if you're trying to tune it. Just get a good MAF sensor if you're having issues, because it will piss your tuner off if you don't, especially if you don't tell him while he's trying to tune it. Yeah, so that got all taken care of. I ended up getting a Delphi, swapping that out. Like usual, I thought everything was good. We went out and made some hard pulls. Like that first pulls video, nothing compared to this. This thing was awesome. So the next morning it had snowed, and I just wanted to go out and get on it and show you guys. So I went to go do some donuts. You guys could tell, but it kicked into second, and I could not get it to drop down into first, and then it did the backfire thing, so I knew something was up again. Ended up coming back to the shop. I swapped out the manifold gaskets because the ones that came in the kit initially I had never used before, so I wasn't sure if those were going to be an issue. These are the manifold gaskets that I just removed. I was going to show you guys the other ones that I just got, but they're basically the same thing. I've got them on the truck already. I just kind of wanted to get it done while I was in there. But just for a quick little comparison, these are the ones that I ended up going with, again, the OEM ones. I don't know if these are bad, but I don't know if I trust them. So I'm sure a lot of you've had luck with them, but I just wanted to go with the OEM ones. So these are what we went ahead and swapped in. So I got those all swapped out, thought everything was good, driving along, and it just starts doing it again. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna swap out the ECU. All right, boys, this is the last ditch effort. I'm gonna try and swap out the ECUs right now. So I've got the one pulled out right now. which is this one. This is the one that was in it when we did the engine swap. And then I have the stock one right here. This one, I actually bought extra when I did the long tubes and got the Texas Speed Tune. That way I could send it to them and have them tune this and still be able to drive the truck. So now we're still getting that MAF code. We've tried literally everything. We literally just went out and tried everything at it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swap out the ECUs and hopefully this will work. So we just tried to swap out the ECUs. Tony plugged it in and apparently we need to unlock credits for that. We thought that since it was the same year as the other one that it would unlock them. Apparently that's not the case, and that only works for 99 to 02, so I'll have to unlock more credits to even find out if the ECU is the problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swap the other ECU back in and then just try some other things. We're trying to wrap our minds around it. We honestly have no clue at this point. Thought we had it figured out, but it just changes whenever it feels like it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap that out and then try a few things. Tony's gonna come over tomorrow. And that's where we left off last night. We were gonna try and do some tuning today. I said screw it. I've just been kind of upset about it. I'm trying to be in a good mood about it. It's just, this thing's been dragging on for so long. I just want it to be running awesome. I want to get it to the dyno. I feel horrible because I told you guys that we'd be in the dyno months ago and it still hasn't been a thing yet. I just want to wait till it's running perfect. We'll go ahead and go for a ride here in a minute and see if I can get it to do the popping thing for you guys. So I just have tow haul on because this is the only way I can get it to do it in town or unless I'm on a big hill. And that's what it sounds like. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So yeah, here's the codes I'm getting. Those are the lean codes. And then here's the mass air. Which is really weird because the mass air doesn't come up all the time. It wasn't on there earlier today. And then when it does that popping thing, then the mass air pops up. So that's where we're at, boys. Like I said, I honestly have no clue. Now, I wish I would have got a video of it when we had Tony's computer all hooked up. When it starts that popping noise, everything just leans out. It goes crazy lean. And then once it stops, it just runs perfect again. So we honestly have no clue. Now I'm getting a P0101 code. I think that's the lean on bank 1. And then I get a random MAF circuit code. Like I said, I honestly have no clue. I want to say it might be the fuel pump. This thing's got a lot of miles on it. It could be the screen, but we checked the fuel pressure and it checked out fine. I think it was at like 58 PSI. And I don't have any hard start, so I honestly have no idea what's going on. I think I'm gonna try swapping the injectors to see if it moves to bank 2. I'm gonna swap bank 1 to bank 2 and see if that changes anything. Or it could be the O2 sensors. I don't know if it's probably gonna bite me in the ass having the cheap O2 sensors in there. But yeah, I really just want to get this thing going. I've got so many other mods to go on it. We've got mods for the vet that are here, some on the way. I've got update on the bus. I'm gonna try and get all that rolling here pretty soon. I just really wanted to get this squared away before we move on to other things. The truck's always gonna be on here, so don't think that it's just gonna go away once it's running right. No, I'll have mods for days for this thing, years. Like, this thing's never going away. So yeah, that's where we're at. If you guys have any idea on what it might be, if you guys have had this issue before, have heard of anyone having this issue, just go ahead and throw it in the comments below. Anything's appreciated. I just really want to get this thing going. I'm sorry it was boring. I just want to give you guys an update. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night.